that was the Union Pearson Express train heading to Pearson International Airport, departing Bloor Commuter Station. And hey, what's up, y'all? Alex here on the pedestrian bridge connecting Dundas Street West, which is behind me, and of course the beginning of Wallace Avenue here in the city's Junction and Emerson neighborhoods here in the old city of Toronto. It's a very, very nice sunny day. A little breezy, but not so bad. Slightly warm out. I guess you can call it a combination of chilliness and warmth, right? I guess. Anyway, this is a very gritty part of town full of old post-industrial buildings and former warehouses. It's quite interesting, but most of the places, they look very run down or depressing. But it gets more interesting when you're walking west along Dundas. So, but again, that's the Bloor Commuter Station, where you can catch the Up Express, as I just mentioned, to Pearson, or the GO Transit Kitchener line to Brampton and other places just northwest of Toronto. All the way up to Kitchener, essentially. And now we're gonna head downstairs. As the OG Diesel is screaming in the background. And I've been on this pedestrian bridge a couple of times, but never really got a chance to walk the entirety of it. Now look at this view, guys. That's the view looking east. You can see the north end of downtown skyline right there. One Bloor East, and you can see its counterpart, One Bloor West, going up slowly. It's going to be the tallest skyscraper in the country eventually. And this here is all new townhouses that probably replaced post-industrial buildings. And this is a pretty good spot for you to. This is a pretty good spot to rail fan if you guys are train enthusiasts like me. I mean, I don't really do it much, but. If you love trains, then this is definitely a great spot, because you can catch a variety of Up Express, Via Rail, and GO trains, of course. And this is right next to the West Toronto Rail Path. So it's another great spot if you want to do some rail fanning. You know, you're walking up and down, or you're cycling, whatever the hell is the case for you. But I guess we'll just start. I guess we'll just start walking. So we're now on Wallace Avenue. I don't know if I've ever noticed the block of these townhouses. I probably have, but I'm just gonna assume that these townhouses, they probably replaced. That's all right. They probably replaced, as I just mentioned, old buildings. There's a nice entrance here, red door. But this is a mostly residential street with some interesting charm. And I should mention, today is Tuesday, October the 17th, 2023. And it is now 2:43 p.m. So once again, just before rush hour. And I came all the way from school, so after a long subway ride, I had an exam today, so I'm pretty glad to get that done. But again, it's a very nice sunny day, and I didn't really want to go home without filming a video. So because I haven't done that since Saturday, but that was when I was in my lazy state, and I was just talking like randomness or whatever. As I was kind of like repeating one of my walks around downtown. Actually, I started somewhere different. And then that weekend was also like my mom's birthday. I'm not gonna say which date. And thanks to her close friend, who works at Scotiabank Arena. Oh crap! I think I just missed another train. Oh well, too late now. And as I just mentioned, he works at Scotiabank Arena, and apparently he got tickets for Sunday's Raptors game against the Cairns Taipans from Queensland, Australia, as they're crossing Perth Avenue now. Speaking of Australia, Perth is a city in that country, as we're talking about it. It's a convenience store. But yeah, we went to the Raptors game. It was a preseason game, and they won. I think it was 130 to 90 something. I can't remember. It was a fun game. The energy was just unbelievable there. And of course, you know, it's the Raptors fan base. It's always about loudness, and of course, you know, we're representing the only NBA team in Canada. So, hoping for a great season up ahead. They have a preseason game tonight against the Chicago Bulls and former Raptor DeMar DeRozan, but I don't really care about the preseason games. And here is Symington Avenue, so I'm just a bus ride away from home. And look, there's the Wallace Market. It's old school signage and 3 Coca-Cola signs. It's very nice, actually. I filmed a walking video along Symington Avenue way back in January. Look, there's an NG Hybrid. And yes, Halloween is in exactly 2 weeks. Oh, that was a GO train. God, can't believe I missed that. But yeah, it was a great game, and then Monday I had class, and I didn't really have time to do anything because I had to study. Whoa, that's a big ass dog. Holy cow. Wow, that thing is huge, man. That thing is freaking huge. I've never seen such a huge dog like that. Wow. And look, there's an old water tower. Of course, they preserved it. And look, another small convenience store. There's a couple of those along this street. And now coming up is another GO Transit line called the Berry Line. And it was recently this year that that Metrolinx eliminated the level crossing as part of the... Oh, hello there. Hi, kitty. Look at that, guys. We got a cat. Another cat sighting. Let me just see. Grab a picture of my phone. Wow. Almost like the cat that roams around the my area. Yeah, as I was mentioning, Metrolinx, for a couple of years, they were working on the Davenport Diamond separation because a bit north of here is also the CP rail line. So this is basically an elevated portion of a commuter rail line, which I think is pretty cool. But yep, before all this, it was just a railway crossing. I never filmed any trains from here. And I think eventually they're going to be adding a linear park directly underneath the elevated portion. Look, here's a former warehouse building, or maybe a studio building. I think the park is going to be built somewhere near DuPont Street. This looks nice. Look at that, I think Emily May Rose is probably the artist that created this mural. Look, look at that, you got a squirrel, of course the famous raccoon, 2 raccoons. Yeah, I gotta say, they did a pretty good job here, but eventually they gotta refreshen all this space. Yeah, it looks like that's where the park is gonna be. We have a storage building right next to an ex-industrial building. It is quite magnificent as we're passing by a car from Alberta. South Trail, wonder where that is. And Lansdowne Avenue is coming up ahead. So again, this neighborhood contains a mixture of land uses. Not too far south of here is Bloor Street, and almost contains exclusively of mixed-use residential, commercial buildings. And then the residential area north of Bloor, which is pretty much where I'm walking right now, primarily single-family dwellings. Haven't really used that term in a while. And many of these structures have been converted into apartments, housing up to like 8 separate units. I'm not kidding. I'm reading off from a website. And then to the north, between DuPont and Davenport, it just mainly, as I just mentioned, post-industrial development. I gotta say, this is pretty much like almost the grit of the city's. Technically, this is the West End, so I guess you could consider that. I got 2 thumbnail opportunities, but I'm not sure which one I'm going to use. Probably the second one is a lot better, as it contains the old school signage on that convenience store. I think I should mention it's around 14 Celsius, so it's kind of fair. And here's Lansdowne. I filmed a walking video along this part of Lansdowne over a year ago, dating back to July 2022. And something smells like shit here. Ugh. And look south. So you're not a far walking distance from the Bloor-Danforth subway line, or Line 2, as we all call it. So this street ends at Dufferin. So I think when I'm done, I'm gonna walk down. I'm gonna walk to Dufferin Station, and then I'll just take the 161 home to the Silverthorne neighborhood. As you guys already know, I'm in my old area like every week, but I'm only spending like a couple nights. Sad thing is, about living in this neighborhood is because you're just okay. Well, you're not too far from like 2 respective subway lines, but they all take like 15-20 minutes. And with the Eglinton line still under construction, it's even frustrating, right? It's more frustrating. Although there's like rare times when it's like off-peak hours or evenings and it only takes like 10 minutes. But like at this hour or throughout the day, it's a good 15 to 20 minutes going from like Keele to Eglinton West, soon to be called Cedarvale. Looks like they're doing some construction. And here's Emerson Avenue. Judging by the look of this place here, this probably used to be a business. Oh look, that cat is looking at that squirrel. Oh my god, I would have loved to see that go down. Yeah, you can see a cat inside. He was moving kind of fast because the squirrel caught its attention. And look, there's the skull. The Halloween skull right there. I'm gonna come and get you. That's not my good impersonation. I'm so freaking bad at that. I mean, I was in Scarborough over an hour ago. I thought the clouds were... there were a couple of clouds like coming in. I thought, okay, is it gonna be overcast now? But here I am in the West End. It's a lot better than it is in Scarborough. And by the way, I am gonna stay on this side of the street because that way I don't really have to cross. If I'm not mistaken, I might be wrong, but I think the next block might be Bloor Street, which occupies Dundas subway station. Oh shit, excuse me, not Dundas, Dufferin. That's what I keep getting this all mixed up. Look, another skull. An old school mailbox. Hey, school's almost over. There's a crossing guard here. This is the Saint Sebastian. Thank you. Yeah, this is the Saint Sebastian Catholic School. It's like almost every time I'm doing these walking videos, I'm passing at least one or two schools. See, look, all the buses here are lined up to pick up students. I never took the school bus to and from school because I lived so far away from where I was going. And I didn't really, actually, if I did, I probably would have not enjoyed it. I mean, times were different when I was growing up. Now we're living in a time of like the fate of humanity and freaking this and that. Okay, there's Dufferin Street. So I'm gonna wrap this up in a couple more minutes. Damn, this street is busy. It's full of people here. You gotta say, this neighborhood's pretty walkable. You're not too far from Bloor Street, the subway, other institutions. Although half of these houses on the street, they remind me of those in York. Oh, I'd love to see a statue of a raccoon. And here's Rossett Avenue. Yeah, I think at this point it's gonna take me at least 30 minutes to get home with the one-stop subway ride, and then the 161. I mean, I'm already like there anyway. I haven't taken the 161 home in a while because most of the time I've been taking the 168 or the 41. But tequila is like bad. It's bad at this time. But I'm already here, so the next 80% of my journey home will be on either an OG NG hybrid or a New Flyer. This time it doesn't really matter because I love all those buses equally. So and here we are coming up to Dufferin Street. As I mentioned before, Dufferin is one of the most busiest streets in the city. And the bus routes along the street are very notorious mostly for overcrowding, and the fact that the buses along here are full of shit, the Arctic ones. It's only on weekends you would see 40-foot buses, or very occasionally right now there'd be like one Orion bus, I don't know, or a New Flyer actually, because on Sunday I saw a lot of New Flyer buses on that route while I was at a Red Lobster. Anyway guys, I'm gonna start walking to the subway, not too far, so we'll wrap this up. Thank you guys for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. As always, stay tuned for more videos. Check out my others as well. Always appreciate your comments. Keep them rolling. Oh, and thank you guys for, that's not really a big milestone, but thank you guys for getting me to 1,800 subs, but my main goal is now get me up to 2,000 by the end of the year. It's mid-October. The year ends in like 2.5 months. See if you guys can get me to 2,000. That would be freaking amazing. But I'm going to sign off now. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys all in the next one. So take care, and adios, and bye-bye. Peace out.